This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Mom and Pop Eateries of Grey Bruce. I'm your host, Rob Leonard, and I'll tell you, my ritual in the morning is not much different than everybody else's. You get that coffee going in the morning, and I'm not going to tell you I smoke, so we'll leave that part out. But get that coffee going in the morning, and then I'm immediately right on my phone and checking out the mom and pops that have put up the early morning posts so I can share them on the Facebook page. And 99.9% of the time, the first one I see every single morning has got to be from these amazing looking homemade donuts that come from Walker's Catering Company in Tara, Ontario. And my guest today is Doug Walker from Walker's Catering in Tara. Doug, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. Appreciate everything you've been doing.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure. It's been a fantastic journey, as I've said before. Heading across Grey and Bruce counties, and your Facebook presence is really great, and it's finally great to get you on the show. So you're much more than donuts, but let's start with those donuts that you're putting up each and every morning. You've got some great creations that you got going on there.
Yeah, it was just, I just happened to stumble upon them. I thought they were going to be a good idea. It just turned out to be a really good seller, and everybody loves them. They see them on the social media, Instagram and Facebook, and they sell themselves.
It certainly isn't. You really do a great job of changing them up each and every day, and you got a great idea for what you look at. You've got one that's got candied bacon on it, for example, and you do a score, and things that are absolute winners. I can't get over there and try them yet, but I'm definitely coming over. So let's talk about the candied bacon that goes on top of the one donut you do.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty popular one. I mean, everyone's got their favorites. The candied bacon is tossing the real maple syrup that we get just from Chatsworth, and we get the bacon from Bauman's, which is really close too as well. People just seem to go wild for it, brown sugar and maple syrup, and everyone seems to love that one. We have a cinnamon roll donut. I need to have that every week. Or if I don't, I hear about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And as I said, it's really important to key on the ones that your customers want, because you want to be guaranteed they're going to go out they're all going to be gone by the time your shift ends at 2 or 3 o'clock or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're not, I mean, my kids enjoy them. The servers' kids enjoy them. If there's any leftovers, we sometimes hand them out to the businesses around town. So they're usually sold out by 12. You gotta get in here pretty early to get them.
Well, if you're handing them out to the businesses in town, they may try to maybe do something to make sure you don't sell them all through the day.
I know,
make sure at the end.
Some days I wonder.
Tara is such a great village, and it really is. In order to get, let's say, from Owen Sound to Hanover, Hanover Walkerton area, or even if they're heading to London or something, they're going to take that. They're going to take that road right through Tara. But then, it actually it's an offshoot heading to Port Elgin one way, and then there's another way around. You can get into Owen Sound. So you're really strategically in a great spot for high traffic year round.
Yeah, the town has been excellent getting behind us. They really enjoy everything that we do. Just all the traffic that goes through in the summertime. We're a great place just to stop off and get a coffee and some baked goods, really quick sandwiches. Everything is prepared fresh and ready to go, and you don't have to wait too long. Summertimes we get kind of busy, and I'm the only one back there cooking, so you give me a couple minutes and I will have you fed by the time you need to get going where you're going. So, yeah.
That's fantastic.
What's that? Sorry.
And I was going to say that word travels. It's word of mouth that's so important, in those areas, and word travels very quickly. That here's a great spot to stop. And since I started the page, it's made it very very clear to me that because there are people that are from Toronto, there's a lot of people that have joined the page that are not from the area, but they visit the area on a regular basis. So and they're, some of them have admitted that they're just foodies, right? And they'll see a place advertised, and they'll specifically make a trip from Toronto to Tara or Paisley or those places just to try the food.
Yeah, we get a lot of people definitely in the summertime who come up here. They have a cottage, and I only see them 3 or 4 times during the summer, but it makes it all worthwhile that they can come out here and get some good food while they're up here. Don't have to cook while they come through, right? So yeah, it's been a wild ride for us.
Okay, so let's talk about you and your experience in the restaurant business. I'll let you start. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was, ever since you told me I'd be talking about this, I've been trying to figure out what my background was and where it all started. I think I was around 18, and I started off at an Italian restaurant in Orangeville. It's called Bluebird Cafe. It does really well. It's still going right now. I think I worked at every restaurant in Orangeville. I went to school in Peterborough, did some chef training there, and then I started the apprenticeship afterwards. I worked at a really cool place there in Peterborough. It was a Spanish influence place. Did a lot of cool stuff there. Still friends with the head chef that works there. He got shut down. He's working somewhere else now. He's really cool, really creative chef. I think I finished the apprenticeship, went back to Orangeville. I was in Toronto for a couple years, worked at some really cool places up there. Landed back in Orangeville at the same place I was doing my apprenticeship for over a year before I went to Toronto. Came back. I was there for almost 2 years at it's called the Hatter Gastro Pub now. They had 3 different names before, but really good place to work. And then we landed here. I met my wife while I was working in Orangeville, and we moved up here. And I was working at Allen's Fireside in Port Elgin for almost 3 years. I was on maternity leave with my firstborn for about 9 months of that. And then we started the catering company and private chef and all that sort of stuff, the packaged meals. I was renting out the arena here in Tara and in Chesley, doing that on my days off and the time I had in between having a newborn and working full time. And then I came into Amy's place in Tara for some butter tarts, and she just happened to ask me if I'd want to take over for her because she's getting a little exhausted. The business is taking a lot out of her, so she was looking to get out, and I said, yeah, of course, even though I had my other boy on the way. And I don't know if it was stupidity or just excitement, but yeah, we said yes, and we were shut down. They were shut down, then we took over, and within those 2 months, we were doing construction here and setting it all up and getting the menu all sorted out. And then my second son was born, and I think it was about 2 weeks, and then we opened up our place here in February.
That's fantastic. And you talk about all the experience that you've had over the years, and some people that maybe haven't worked in the restaurant business as a chef, as a serious chef, they may think, boy, that's a lot of jobs. But that is so important. I remember when I was I went to Georgia Brown College in Toronto, and the instructor said, I remember one of the chefs was saying there that you shouldn't stay in any one place for any more than 5 years, because what happens is you stop learning, right? And every place that you go into, you're going to pick up something new. You're going to pick up a new way of doing things. You're going to pick up so much knowledge. So, and a lot of the places that you mentioned, I recognize the Bluebird from Orangeville, that you worked there, and but then you got some of the Spanish influence from another place, and all of that culminates into what you're doing today. So let's talk about your menu.
Yep.
At Walker's, and I see you're really big. Yes, we talked about the donuts. Why am I stuck on those donuts? All right, move on from the donuts here. Come on. All right. I see a lot of really great looking sandwiches coming from you there, and a lot of really nice looking meals. So let's talk about your menu and some of your best sellers.
Yeah, I mean, working at all the different restaurants it's given me a lot of knowledge and a lot of deep history on food and all these different aspects of it. I've worked at fine dining, pubs, you name it, I've worked there. I've worked at other catering companies, and all this knowledge has really set me up for what we have today. And yeah, everything is just, all the creativity comes from past knowledge, and I just kind of twist it, and we end up with what we end up with, and everyone seems to like it, and I'm pretty happy with it. Our menu is basically sandwiches right now. We used to do a white cheddar mac and cheese with brisket or bacon or pulled pork on it. Everything's from scratch. Everything's done, prepared fresh every day. And yeah, we have our biggest sellers are probably our burgers, chicken Caesar wraps. I almost didn't put the chicken Caesar wrap on the menu when we first started. I wasn't excited about it, but it's our biggest seller and everybody loves it. So our burgers are all done from scratch. We get all our meat from our Moore's Meats, and yeah, everything's all fresh done. We have a brisket, called our Mammoth Burger. So it's our burger, and then it's got 3 ounces of our barbecue brisket on there with our barbecue sauce, our whiskey onions, our roasted garlic mayo, and our smoked pickles. We have Westerns, everything. All the sandwiches are big. They're going to feed you. So it's well worth the money. And every day we have something creative for specials. Everybody, the specials always sell out every day. Let's put it that way.
And that's the thing, I think everybody could do what I do every time when you're talking about the ingredients of that burger. I'm tasting everything as you're saying it, and then I'm putting it all together. And man, it's a combination of flavors. But man, that's got it with the smoked pickle. I've never tried a smoked pickle. I got to try that. But then you're putting the smoked brisket on top of the burger, so you've got again, 2 different dynamics there with flavor and with textures, and man, that sounds amazing.
It's really a big seller, especially in the summertime. I usually have a couple regulars that come in. I used to call them the Burger Boys. They always used to come in and get 3 Mammoth burgers every week, 2 or 3 times a week actually. I think they had to stop because they were getting it's just too much. But yeah, you've got a winner when, right? Yeah. So how big is the patty? What's the weight on your patty? So we go half pound, 8 ounces.
So 8 ounces, then the 3 ounces. So you're looking at almost 3/4 of a pound.
Yeah,
3/4 of a pound of meat. Wow, no wonder it's called the Mammoth.
Yeah.
Okay, Doug. So let's take a look. Now we're in the middle of our second lockdown. First lockdown, you closed completely. You stayed closed for how long? How long did you stay closed? When did you reopen? Let's put it that way. After the first lockdown.
Yeah, so we were open for about two weeks, and then we got word that the daycares were closing, and my wife is a very essential worker working for Children's Aid. So we thought it was best that she would stay open and I would close, and I'd have to look after both my boys for 5.5 months, which wasn't too bad for me. I mean, I would have loved to have been open. I know a lot of people would have loved to see me open, but the circumstances just weren't working. I had to lay off some of my employees. One ended up finding another job. One ended up moving away just because of personal problems. But yeah, we worked through it, and 5.5 months. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of revenue that we had to, that we never truly made back up, right? So that's, yeah. And then we had some caterings that we could do under the rules. But the second wave has definitely been a little nicer to us. I mean, it's been slower with the dining room being closed, but like I said, we live in a great town. We have a lot of support. So yeah, it's been great.
That's fantastic, Doug. And I'll tell you, I've made this mistake twice now on shows gone by. I mentioned it to you last night, and I was giving credit to someone who I just got the story mixed up, and it was this was story is related to you. Now, one thing I have noticed, aside from all your great food and everything else that you put up there, you're very supportive of fellow restaurants in the area. You know, I've seen you repost for Pizza 2000 Plus that happens to be in Terra. I've seen you've commented and posted like restaurants in Owen Sound and Meaford and places like that. But the one that stood out in my mind, and I'm going to get this story right this time, folks. I know this is the third time I've told it, but Restaurant Rosina in Port Elgin. And you not only, you took your wife there for your anniversary, I believe, and that was back a little while ago. But you not only mentioned it on Facebook, but you took pictures of it. You took picture and you promoted that restaurant in Port Elgin. But you're doing that a lot for a lot of restaurants in the area.
Yeah, I mean, I try to. I know everybody's suffering. We're all in this together. The only way we're going to get through is if we help each other. And if you're local and I like your food, 95% of the time I do. And I'm going to post it. I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to make sure you get business because that's what I would want. We're all doing the same thing. We all have a dream. We came in, and we're just trying to make it work, and every little bit helps. If I can put it on my post, and I have a couple people that go and check it out, it's great. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And you know, like I said, I was a chef / cook in the Grey. I think I worked in Bruce a little bit, but mostly in Grey County for just over 32 years. And
Wow.
You know, you take a look at the what it was like then, what it's like now. You know, as far as the palate goes and people's. But to see the restaurants, of course. You know, the other ones are your competition, right? And in normal times, a lot of people wouldn't be doing what they're doing now. But I just feel it's just so fantastic to see all of these restaurants coming together. And as you said, we're all in it together, and they're all pulling for each other to come out on the other side of this.
Yep. Yeah, I think even before this whole COVID thing started, I mean, I've tried to be supportive of everybody. I mean, I don't see anybody, I don't want to say they're competition. I don't feel they're competition. I mean, there's enough to go around. There's everybody. I don't expect somebody to come here 5 days a week. I know you're going to go somewhere else. That's fine. It's not going to happen every day, but I do get a lot of people that come in pretty much every day, and I get to know them by name, and they've been here since day one. A lot of locals have been helping me, so if I can help them out, and everybody else who runs restaurants around here, I know them. I see them at post office every day. So, I mean, as far as being competition, I don't see that as that. I mean, we're all human. We're all just trying to make it. So, Yeah.
And I've always felt that again, using the word competition, but it's healthy. It's good to have a number of places around you because
Yeah.
it really it keeps you in check. It makes each owner try that little bit harder because if you had
Yeah.
nobody in the same town with you, then you really don't have to you don't
Yeah.
have to be improve or change or try to be better in some cases.
Yeah. And there's some days where it's been too much and I don't want to come in, or we just had a catering on the weekend and I'm just drained, but I know everybody's looking forward to it and I know I got something to prove. So that pushes me every day to get up and get going. And I thank everybody that's ever supported us, ever come in, ever put a comment on or review or anything. Everybody that's supported us, I do it all for them, and my family depends on it too. I got 2 young boys at home, and I do everything for them. And yeah, some of my family works for us. I've had them as servers. My sister-in-law works in the back now, where we've expanded. She does all the baking. She helps me with caterings. And if it wasn't for them and my wife, all the hours and renovations we've done just in this place, I mean, it gets me up every morning and yeah, makes me work.
It's great to have a good support behind you as well. As you said, the restaurant business, it's not a one-man show. You can't do it all by yourself, and you really need those people that really care about you and your business to keep you going, right? So, it's been really. I still work in the restaurant business here, so I still have a finger on the pulse. But I know after so many years in the business, you take a look at, especially in the Grey and Bruce area, like I said, 32 years. But in the restaurant business, once Christmas and New Year's are over, for the next 2.5 to 3 months, those are really dead times. It's really, really quiet.
Yes.
Traditionally. So, but prior to that, during that Christmas push, you're looking at, as you said, catering. You can make some really good money on doing Christmas parties and things like that. And, that just wasn't there this year. So, in a lot of cases, I think there were some, maybe you could drop stuff off or have people pick up for smaller parties and things like that. But it really does cut into the bottom line, especially when you're coming into the slower period.
Yeah. Christmas was a little difficult for us. It's not what it usually was. I mean, in all aspects, it was pretty busy. And then, this time of year, it's really, it's part of our slow time. I can kind of take a breath and kind of figure some things out and do some extra work around here that might have gotten neglected a bit. But we were doing Christmas dinners. We did about 43 of them, I think, with pies and desserts, where people could come and pick it up and take it home and eat just with their families. They didn't have to go out. But yeah, Christmas was definitely a little tougher. I mean, we usually, like you said, we're doing Christmas parties and buffets and everything, and you can't do buffets now. So that was all shut down. So yeah, it definitely took a big hit for us during the catering. And it was just, it's tough, but you just got to get through it. And like I said, everybody was very supportive of us and we made it through. And yeah, we had a lot of money to make up for. And for last year, all the startup costs that because we've only been open for about 2 years now. On February 1st, that'll be our 2-year anniversary. And so there's a lot of startup costs. Obviously, you know about that. And so hopefully things open up this year and next year. So, yeah.
Well, it's really nice. Like at this time, the numbers are starting to come down. The count today was just over 1,700. So I mean, we have to hit that 1,000 mark in order to 1,000 cases a day in order to get some semblance of at least easing off some of the restrictions. But I notice with the days that I work, and like you said, you have to lay staff off, you have to cut back hours, and I'm getting more time off than I'm actually at work right now. But it really is kind of a surreal feeling when you look out in the dining room and it's dark and there's nobody there. There's no customers there at all, and it's a lot of times I find myself just not really recognizing it or seeing it, but then all of a sudden it'll hit me that there's nobody in there, and then the only people coming in are the delivery people. So it's it's really tough, for a restaurant owner, as you said earlier, that you get to know your customers, you get to know them personally, and coming in every day, and you know exactly what they want, that kind of thing. So that really creates a void, in your life as well.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we always have our regulars that come in during breakfast and lunch, and we expect to see them. And I mean, that's part of our day, that's part of our routine. And once you take that away and you're looking out at tables stacked on tables and chairs all thrown in the back room, or, and everything's the way it is now, barricaded off and stickers all over the floor. And that's what we've got to work with. And it's just tough not seeing the regular people and having our same routine. I know our servers, they just mentioned the other day that they miss some of the people and you don't get to see them. And it's just tough looking out there and just wondering what's going on. And the breakfasts aren't the same for us. I mean, our breakfast is probably 75% down since before it started. So there's definitely lost revenue. There's loss of just warmth, I think. Just seeing the same people every day and making their day worth it, and they make our day. So, it's been tough all around.
Yeah, certainly. They call us the hospitality industry for a reason, and that first word, hospitality, we're used to. It's like when you invite somebody into your home, really, and that's where restaurants started. Really, it was inviting somebody into your home and treating them. You greet them and you treat them and you welcome them like they're in your home, right? So, and we're social beings, of course, right? And when that's gone, it really makes it difficult. So, a message to all those customers out there: you miss us, you can darn well. You can darn well bet that we miss you as well. So, Okay. So let's, we got one minute left here, Doug. Let's talk about the future. It's tough. I guess everything hinges on the restrictions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very optimistic about how the trends are looking right now, and our area does great. I mean, we were in the yellow and then we got locked down, so I think we're gonna get through this. Everything's gonna be back to normal as soon as possible, I hope, and I hope we can all have parties, we can do our weddings, we can do everything that we're made to be doing, and hope to see everybody back. I can't wait to get the dining room open and just feel that energy again. That's the biggest thing I lack, is the energy. I feed off the energy and the people that come in here and seeing their happy faces and knowing that we're getting them ready for their day. And I can't wait. Okay,
Doug. Thank you so much for doing this. I know I tried to get you on back a couple of months ago. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
We finally got you on there. I'm going to keep looking at those donuts every single morning, but you be guaranteed the next time I'm over, I'm coming over for one. So my guest this week was Doug Walker of the Walker Catering Company.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Looking for great seats to all the action? Rogers Super Sports Pack delivers. With NBA League Pass, get up to 40 out-of-market games every